Kundalini Yoga is the yoga of the psychical energy of man. Actually, the word Kundalini comes from the root word Kundam. Kundam means pond. Kundam also means cave. It has another meaning like hidden. So the energy that is hidden in a cave, in a pond, is called Kundalini. So if you look into the science, now we know that the whole material manifestation is composed of atoms. Atoms are a pack of energy. When atoms are a pack of energy and the whole world is composed of atoms, then the world is very energetic. It is only energy actually. But this energy we don't see. That's why it is hidden. So the energy which is hidden underlying material manifestations, all material manifestations, the universe, is called Kundalini. So it is a very big idea. This has been seen by the saints so many years before, because there is a hidden power behind all the material manifestations. But when we are talking about Kundalini Yoga, it is talking about the psychic energy of man which is hidden behind our actions. There is something which pushes you to act, and what's that, and how it operates, how it converts the physical energy into psychic, and how the psychic energy converts into physical energy is the main theme of study of Kundalini Yoga. Here in Kundalini Yoga, we work with chakras and channels. Chakras means wheel, circular movement of energy, and that is represented by a wheel. Chakra means actually wheel. And then channels. Channels means the conduit, the stream of some flow. In our system, we have different energy flow. Our energy flows are categorized by the ancient masters as lunar flow and solar flow, like sun and the moon. And also the mental flow and physical flow. The vital activities are controlled by sun, mental activities are controlled by moon. So in yoga generally, when you are talking about Hatha Yoga, we talk about the union of sun and moon. The word meaning Hatha means union of sun and moon. So likewise, in Kundalini Yoga, we have different streams that is flowing in the body, which were explored by the great masters. We have lunar flow, we have solar flow, we have mental flow, we have vital flows, and how it is working, and what happens to our mind when the vital flow is on, what happens to our body when the lunar flow is on. Are they resting or they are working? And how the energy is converted from physical to psychic and from psychic to physical. And these are the studies that comes under Kundalini Yoga. In chakras are 8 in number actually. They starts from the base chakra up to the Sahasrara Padma, which is the crown chakra. We have 8 chakras, like Mooladhara, Swatisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Ajna, Soma, and Sahasrara. These are the 8 centers. Mooladhara chakra is dominated by the aspects of food security and shelter. Swatisthana chakra is dominated by the aspects like sex, family, creativity, imagination, and feeling pride about oneself. Then Manipura chakra is dominated by the aspects of acceptance and vision. Difficulties in accepting also includes. Like this is the area, it's a very powerful area where people make a lot of conflicts. You hold a concept and somebody comes with another idea and you have to simply conflict with him because you cannot take that idea. So there comes the question of disagreement, non-acceptance, and consequential fight, war, everything. Then when you come to Anahata Chakra, it is mainly based on love and compassion and emotions. When you come to Vishuddha Chakra, the aspects are communication and integration. Then Ajna Chakra is the absolute point of absolute intelligence. Then you go into Soma Chakra where you reach the source of desire. All our desires are coming from a source of happiness. It is looking for happiness, it comes from happiness. And from there, a person moves towards the Sahasrara Padma, which is the seat of all possibilities. Sahasrara means 1,000. Sahasrara Padma means a lotus with 1,000 petals. It simply indicates the seat of possibilities, all possibilities. Human beings have great potential. They are the seat of all possibilities, absolute possibilities of that. But we don't explore there. Instead, we tie ourselves in the lower plans, hunting for food security and shelter, and stays there. Sometimes we stay in the area of sex, family, creativity, and tie ourselves there and stay there. Sometimes with intellectual questions and fight and all. Sometimes very emotional. Sometimes calm and quiet and integrated. And sometimes very, very, very deeply rooted in your own intelligence. And sometimes you can sometimes get into a state of deeper enjoyment and staying with the source of desire. It goes on changing. And how a person can develop from the animal instinct of just for looking for his own security and food to a more flexible state of being together in the society in a harmonious way. And from there to develop a state of acceptance and brilliance of accepting, a brilliant life. And from there, feeling love and compassion and getting into a state of balance. And from there to develop into a state of integration and then go into higher and higher states. Finally relax with his own witness, the source, the absolute source of absolute possibility. And that's how the whole system of Kundalini Yoga is designed. Actually, it's a very, very big subject and that takes time. Maybe a lifetime study is required. For example, in the base chakra, we behave like animals. We are looking for food security and shelter. And this is normal for all animals. Human beings are basically animals. And so, if we are excessively involved in that state and stay there, without letting ourselves to explore the higher possibilities of existence, we behave like animals. And so we are an animal there. When you grow a little bit from the animalistic state into a more social state of existence, then you will enjoy your life better. And from there, an intellectual life, an emotional life, then a state of composure, and then growing into higher and higher states. All these developmental possibilities are delineated in Kundalini Yoga, and practices are fixed by the masters how to explore these regions and how to cross from our fallacies, our inhibitions, our tight hold on certain aspects. And this is how it is designed. So actually, in a sense, it is a slow development from an animal state to a human state to a divine state. This is how it is designed. So on the way of studying Kundalini Yoga, we study the channels as I have been mentioning before, how the energy is flowing, what happens to the energy system, how it is converting our memories into thoughts, and from the thoughts how action bursts up, how the thoughts are bursting into action, and when we are getting into action plan, how we create our habits, how we create our pattern, how we create deeper instincts like our culture, and how we are at the end. And if we are in a special plan, and that plan of existence is really giving trouble for a person, certainly it is important for the person to change. And we don't know how to change. It is very important. If a certain culture which you are holding inside yourself by long practice, and if you cannot change it, and that's simply giving perennial disaster and trouble to you, and you don't know how to get out of it, you need some support. Otherwise, you lock yourself there and you suffer your life. Life is a possibility, and that possibility is for growth, development, and final understanding and relaxing into a state which can give joy. And if we are tying ourselves in special areas and we stay there, we miss the big possibility of existing as a whole person, as a complete person. And Kundalini Yoga is really dealing with these aspects in a very scientific way. It has taken its aspects from Sankhya system. It has taken some of the aspects from the Shaktiya tradition, from the Shaiva tradition, and also the alchemic tradition of India. And it's a complete science. And it is considered as a dangerous subject by some people. The subject is not dangerous. The person himself is the danger for himself. If we are keeping all these hidden things inside ourselves, having a lot of conflicts in our life, we are creating dangers to our own life. And when you look into your own self, you will see many problems that are really dangerous, which a person is holding. And he has to get out of it. While he tries to get out of it, he may come across some tensions. These tensions are coming due to the inability of the person to really throw the hidden, hold, which he is keeping on certain aspects. If he is open, there is no problem. But how to open yourself slowly without problem is a very important affair, a point in Kundalini Yoga. And masters, they train. That's why it is kept as a very traditional subject, where a person goes to a master, he studies with him, and the master takes care of the whole condition of the person, the psychical condition, the physical condition, and then he proposes practices one by one so that he can slowly develop and explore his very deeper areas which are not otherwise possible to explore. Unless we explore, we will not be able to understand who we are. The question of yoga is understanding who you are. Who am I? Is the basic question. And when you explore it properly, in the ways you will understand that you are an animal. You have a lot of animalistic instincts. You are possessive, you are jealous, you have a lot of fear, frustrations, a lot of stuff. You study it, you understand it. Then when you study the second chakra area, you will study all the falsities which we hold, like masks which we are keeping to pretend that you are somebody else, to get the company of somebody or to get a social life. You go on changing it. Then when you come to intellectual area, you will certainly study a lot of concepts that you are keeping inside you are really conflicting with you all the time. Doesn't permit you to have a normal, peaceful life. And that is the exploration there. Then when you come to the emotional plan, how these emotional things are really obstructing your peace of life, peace of mind. That you study there in Anahata Chakra. Then you develop into a state of compassion and love towards the rest of the world as well as to yourself. And from there, he gets into a state of peace in Vishuddha Chakra, and you start to communicate within yourself. And from there, you evolve into a state where you can simply reside in a state of intelligence, an absolute intelligence, without involving in complexities of life. You have crossed through all these complexities. And that is the most intelligent way of living. No intelligent person will make his life so complex as we used to do now. So he gets into the supreme intelligent state and he stays there. And from there he goes into the state of joy. All our desires are coming from a state of joy. And there he stays without desiring anything particular. So that's why he really stays in the source of joy without wasting anything by desiring small things in life. And from that he enters into a very high state where everything is possible, but he don't want anything. What to do? He stays there in an absolute state of calmness. And there his awareness establishes oneness with the consciousness. And that is called Shiva Shakti Samyoga. Shiva is the consciousness, Shakti is the power of awareness. Kundalini Yoga, in short, is the union of Shiva and Shakti, the awareness and the consciousness. When the awareness expands to the maximum possible extent, then the awareness is nothing other than the consciousness. And he remains as the supreme consciousness. This is how they worked out. But it has a lot of practices. It's a lifetime work to study oneself. And the people have a feeling that it's a dangerous yoga. Never it is a dangerous yoga. It is a very, very well thought of, programmed, scientific approach to know oneself. Even if a person is troubled of some reason, it is not due to that system, it is due to the person's life and his difficulties of transforming himself. And it needs the help of a master. And the master will certainly give tools and appropriate time for certain practices and take care of him like a child, as his own children. And then there is a safe journey possible in Kundalini Yoga. It's a big subject, but I just, to your question, I can just put it in a nutshell in this way.